What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Talk with Flea. Another week, another dollar. We want to thank y'all for all y'all support y'all been giving the show. Shout out to Revolt for making this thing happen. It's been a real success since we've been here, man. I got my man Sin City on the other line. Zeke is in the building, Bezo, PT, and of course my man Larry. I want to start the show off real quick before I bring everybody in with, you have to be careful what you say and think that people forgot. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it and make it to some big elaborate thing. Not just what you say, what you do, and be careful. You ever know, if you've never been in this situation, you ever know somebody in a situation, right? They're a felon and a crime happens and they didn't do nothing. But niggas is looking at him or her because that's what you're usually known for doing. But you may not even done anything. And you get yourself in predicaments as a young person, sometimes not necessarily even young, as somebody I'll say naive, and now you're in a predicament and years later you're paying the consequences for it. It's called on your jacket, right, P? Now you gotta wear it on your jacket. I brought this up because before I came into the show today, I seen Kanye West. He had a great show, it looked like in California, 3 nights back to back, and he's about to go to the United Kingdom to do the show. And I'm not sure exactly what their president's called. It's not the president, it's the emperor, the prince, whoever the head of the United Kingdom said. Kanye isn't even allowed in the country. I don't know why they even talking about a concert. We're not letting a nigga in the country because of his anti-Semitic statements. And, you know, we had a conversation about Kanye last week about, you know, him saying he was part-time gay when it's convenient. And now his words are coming back to haunt him when it's time to do business. And, you know, this has been maybe 2 years since this happened, since he got dropped from Adidas, maybe 2, maybe going on 3. Not 3, it's maybe a year and a half, 2 years. But it's coming back to haunt him. You just can't say and do whatever you want. Remember they used to be like free speech? Nah, nigga. Them days of free speech is definitely over and you have to pick your words wisely. You can't only not do a show in the United Kingdom, you can't go in the country whatsoever. The president, and pardon me if I'm not saying his title correctly, said, I don't know who booked the nigga. That's what the nigga said. They said, who booked the nigga to come into this country? Because that wasn't going to happen. And then he pulled up a song that he had called Hitler or some shit like that. Adolf Hitler. I forget what it's called. Then he had some other song disrespecting Jewish people. And he tried to do all these things since then. I seen him meet with rabbis. I seen him take out an article in the New York Post, so on and so forth. Be careful what you say because it could affect you for the rest of your life, not just 2, 3 years, 4 years. You know, some people do they bid and they come home. This may be a lifetime sentence in certain places. Some people in America are over it. The United Kingdom isn't. Be careful what you're doing, say out there in this era. What's good, everybody? How y'all doing today?
What's good? We good.
Sin, what's good, man?
What's up, man?
Should everything?
Yo, you worked around Kanye for a minute. You ever seen any of this or forethought? Because you always think like you a wizard or something. You never.
Why do I think I'm a wizard? Where do you get I'm a wizard from? Where do you get that from?
Because you always predicting. You always predicting and thinking that you know what's going to be a jinx and what's going to be a X. You call me mush because I watch the Knicks and then they lose sometimes. So I'm asking you a question. Can I get to my question?
I'm just asking where the wizard came from, but go ahead, help yourself.
Yo, you line stepping, but it's okay. No, listen. Did you?
Where did you
never
learn the word
that...
line stepping from? Go ahead, man.
My boy taught me. I heard my nigga say that one time. Yo, you been around this nigga. You never did you foresee any of this? Like he never acted like, you know, out of pocket or strange around you where you be like, I know this nigga gonna turn out a weirdo, he get some money. You never thought that?
Not when I was presently with him. I've never been around Ye for more than an hour at a time, maybe. We talked about it previously on this show where I said I didn't even really be in the studio with him when it was time to do music. You know, he would send the beats and I would pick out what beats I liked, so on and so forth. We've been in the studio together before, but I've never went to a party with Kanye. I've never been like, yo, you want to go get some bitches? You want to go get something? I don't know. So by the times I've been around him, he's been fine. Even not since the anti-Semitic statements, but a little bit before all that, I went to see him at his office. He had like a get-together. He had an office that was like a cave, and there was only light in there was fire. And Marilyn Manson was there. It was like some whole crazy shit going on in that motherfucker. But it's actually a picture of me, Kanye, Marilyn Manson, and Julia. It was crazy. More of the story is, but this is like 4 years ago. And this is after Crazy Kanye. When I seen him, he was regular. He's cool, like, Killer, what's up, man? We should get in the studio, make some music and shit with you. It was good. And he was acting absolutely regular. But I've heard from people that know him well that when he's not on his medicine, he wows out. And that's what I've heard. Maybe every time I see him, he's on his medicine. That's the best I could give you.
At this present day, are y'all cool? How would you determine that? You cool, not cool?
I don't have a problem with Kanye. Last time, I'm up here and I'm in the journalism space now, and sometimes I'm not a little nothing but me. You know what I'm saying? And because I don't tone me down, some people take offense to that. And I had said something about him, and I don't really want to indulge in it too much because we talked about it on the previous episode of Talk with Flea, but I mentioned how, you know, he sucks dick when he was a teenager. And they was like, you know, I seen people on the last episode was like, Cam, he was molested. He was molested. My question is this. How are you molested if you're older than the person dick you sucking? If you 14 sucking a 12-year-old dick, is that molestation? I don't get it.
That's nasty.
Right or wrong?
Yeah, that's nasty
I don't know, because I don't want to be naive neither. Is it still molested? Is he still being molested if you're older than the victim?
That just sounds crazy anyway.
I'm just saying, because people like, oh, it's molestation. I don't understand how it's molestation if you're older than the
You're right.
than the person getting their dick sucked. Pause.
That just sounds crazy, right there. It don't make sense. You got more knowledge than the younger nigga.
I'm just saying, Cam, I don't know. Maybe I'm naive to how that works, but I just never heard of reverse age molestation. So I mentioned it, and he was like, I seen him give a statement back. I seen him give a statement back. Yeah, Kim, I don't give a fuck, nigga. You ain't gonna bully me. And I ain't gonna be bullied. I ain't one of them niggas. Fuck Dipset. Fuck this. I ain't your punching bag. You ain't gonna bully me. And I'm like, you said you suck dick. Now I'm the bully. I don't get that. I hate that. I hate that. Somebody comes out and says something. I say something about what they said, and now I'm the bully. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A nigga, not him, right? A nigga be a rat, go tell. And then you be like, yo, this nigga ratting. And be like, yo, I'm gonna fuck you up going around saying it. You said it. We know.
You started the ratness.
Now you mad at me because you ratted. Let niggas know you ratted. Now people are commenting on the ratting, and now watch when I see you.
Well, you also said something that was really important, is that he was only using that at certain times to help propagate, certain situations. Like when it was convenient for him to say it, he wasn't saying it at a real time to promote certain things. And I think a lot of the LGBT or whatever the name, they kind of agree with you. Like, yo, don't do it that way. If you really felt that way, you should be that way. Not when you're promoting an album.
No, I've seen a lot of people agree with me.
Yeah.
A lot of people definitely agree with me, but you have a little sprinkle of hate here and there, so it ain't like people didn't agree with me. A lot of people did agree with me, but some people want to use the molestation aspect of it, and I just didn't understand how molestation worked if you're older than the person that's receiving oral. So, I don't know I don't have a problem with them. To answer your question, son, I have no problem with it whatsoever. I got a job to do. And if you're one of the biggest artists of our generation, with hit after hit, album after album. You know, his first album, 900,000 first week. Second album, no, I don't get it in order, but he had big first weeks. You know, 900,000, so almost sold 1 million one album, 500,000 another album, 700,000. This is all first week sales. And then you're killing. Then you go with Adidas, and then you just crush the market with Adidas and make Adidas a designer shoe to where they're competing with Balenciaga and Balmain and all these other brands. And this is Adidas. And then you do tours and you marry and have kids with one of another big female icon who used her situation to make billions of dollars with her family. And now you have this billionaire family. She's a billionaire, or her family at least are all billionaires if you combine the money. You're a billionaire. Then you go make these anti-Semitic statements. You lose your deal at Adidas, and then you go from 1.4 billion to 2 billion to 400 million. Then after that, for making anti-Semitic statements, you stand on it. You see you can't get your Adidas deal back. You go on this rant. That doesn't work. Then you try to apologize to the Jewish community, which you should have done that, absolutely. That hasn't worked. And then you say, you know what? I've been sucking dick at 14 years old, man. Maybe that's what this all led to, that, you know, I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm sucking dick. Then I report on it. Now I'm bullying him. Does that timeline sound crazy? It's crazy. But niggas will tell me I'm wilding. Put the camera on, Sim, please.
I don't even
like his face, right? Like I look like I'm a sucker for saying all that. Like I'm the sucker, like I did all that. All I'm doing is reporting. Nigga laughing like I did something wrong. I just ran down a real-time timetable for you. I don't have a problem with Kanye whatsoever. I wish him well. I think that, like I said, I watch him come from, and listen, he fuck with niggas I fuck with. But shout out my man John Monopoly, shout out my man Don C. Shout out to everybody in Chicago, you know what I'm saying, that I fuck with, that we have mutual friends with. My man Happy too. But I ain't got no problem. I'm just reporting what you said.
Yeah. Speaking of, I was gonna ask you that. You consider yourself an icon?
You know, me and Mase had this conversation the other day. That was funny. Because Mase was like, he called me and him icons, that we're icons. There's too many legends out here. Everybody's a legend. Yo, nah, that nigga's a legend. There's too many legends and GOATs. GOAT used to stand for greatest of all time, right? Yeah. How many greatest of all times can this be? If greatest of all time supposed to be one person.
It's like nine niggas greatest of all time.
GOAT. Yo, that nigga's a GOAT. Yo, he the GOAT. I'm the GOAT. I don't know. I thought that's what it meant, but it's like 8 billion GOATs out here. And there's like 12 million legends. And, you know, it's really the matters on what your definition is. I don't like to consider myself anything. I like for when people to consider what I've done and they can make those decisions. If I'm sitting in a room talking shit with niggas, yeah, I'm an icon. But it's really on what the facts are, on what people, how they see you. You know, you can sit there and say, when it comes to music, right, you can sit there and make great records, but that doesn't mean people want to be like you. You know, when I was young, I wanted to go get a fisherman hat and a link because EPMD was wearing it. You know, I wanted to go get mad jewelry, wrist bracelets because I seen Slick Rick with it, and the Gucci link. You know, when you want to be like somebody and not just love their music, you want to dress like them, you want to be like them. That to me puts you in a different stratosphere. It's a bunch of people that you like, that you be like, yo, nah, I love this nigga music, but you want to wear what they wearing, or you want to act how they act, or you want to be how they be. So, you know. It really just depends on what your definition of icon is and legend is and all that other shit. You know what I'm saying? I was actually on the phone with Christian the other day. Shout out to Christian. She's about to have a boxing match, our first boxing match. We talking about getting an interview done pretty soon. And she's like, yo, Kim, I don't believe I'm on the phone with you. I'm like, but she mad cool. We just kicking and trying to figure out the interview. I'm like, yo, she keep laughing. I'm like, yo, why you laugh? She's like, yo, I don't believe I'm on the phone with you. Niggas be dressing up like you on Halloween, nigga. I'm like, So yeah, I'm a different type of sandwich, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's really about what your definition is, man.
Well, I would definitely put you up in legendary
Yeah.
status. Yeah, I would definitely put you up there, man.
Well, thank you, bro.
Especially for that Halloween shit. Everybody got the pink on. Matter of fact, shout out to Drake too. Drake, he got your he bought your jacket and all of that shit. His man Chubbs, he feel like he the capo. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there's a lot of big names that want to be like you and shit. So
Lil Yachty bought his chain.
Oh yeah, with the spinning joint.
200,000, yeah, like. You know what I mean? So shit, it's got to be some legendary shit somewhere in there.
Nigga, Pink went up 1,000. But I remember you was mad at Pink. You was looking for the Pink. Whoever put out Pink, where's my money? You remember when you was looking for the Pink?
Nigga? Between Pink and Mauve, all right? You better know the difference. Pink and Mauve.
The Mauve is from First Ave. That's the only Mauve I know. With Pink is Pink. Mauve is from First.
A little inside joke. Yo, let me ask you something. I seen DaBaby going through something at a concert. If you was going somewhere to a concert or to a club, you know how fans paint pictures, and I seen a fan give you a blanket one time, or you and your mom's, I think, a picture of you and your mom's. So DaBaby was walking past, and some guy painted a picture of his kids without baby in it and showed him. So DaBaby just looked at it and walked off. And people was like, yo, you dead wrong for doing that. Would you find that a little weird if you was going in the club, somebody had just a picture of your son that they painted? Would you get offended by that? How would you react to that?
Me personally, no, but I can't. My thing is this: I wouldn't get mad, but when it comes to parenting, I don't judge no parent. However they raise their children or want their children to be perceived, that's their choice because that's their kid. So I don't disagree with DaBaby because that's the way he chooses to raise his kid. When you ask Cam, I want to be, like you said, I accepted mad painting, mad drawings, blankets, all type of shit. But I'm not mad at him for feeling that way because that's how he wants to raise his kids. Like somebody else, don't tell me how to raise my kid. You know, my son is grown now, but coming up, nigga, go tell your kid to do whatever. Don't tell me how to raise my kid. I actually take offense to that, to when somebody tries to tell me what I should be doing with my son, and they son ain't wash up for 3 days. So I take offense to more, not necessarily how baby's acting. That's his kids. That's how he feel. I take offense to how niggas tell you how you should be doing your parenting. It's your motherfucking kid. You can't tell nobody how to feel about their kid. So me personally, no, I wouldn't get mad, but I'm not mad at him for feeling how the way he feel. That's his kid. That's just me. How about y'all? How y'all feel?
Yeah, don't tell me how to raise my son
Yeah.
or daughter. I don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I wouldn't be mad because I know personally, I know a family who like generations and generations and generations of drug dealers. You know what I'm saying? So when the child is born, they teach their child how to count money, how to count pennies at an early age, and how to count dollars, then how to cook up the work, and so forth and so on, because that got them the first jump start on getting that first pack of money to start to invest in other things to become legal. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way you judge your family. You can't judge me on how I'm gonna raise my family. You know what I'm saying? So I agree. I agree with DaBaby. If that's how he feel, that's how he feel. But I would have took the painting personally because I'm into all of that type of shit. That means my work is reaching far, and people want to give me my accolades and my flowers by showing me shit like that. I don't take it as an offense, but he did. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with that type shit. I'm with the niggas who teach niggas how to be kleptos and shit too. I know a family who teach niggas how to be kleptos, and I'm cool with that. That's how you raise your family. That's how you raise your family. I'm not going to judge that person.
Yeah, I'm judging the kleptos. I'm going to judge them. Because like it means you can't come to my house. I don't know what you might steal. I gotta disagree with
Up
the
in
klepto.
Bloomingdale's on your klepto shit.
Yeah, when your mother was in Bloomingdale's straight house and shit. Yeah, but that's how I feel about that.
Yeah, I know this was out of Mase's hands back then, pause, about his album, but do you hold any like deep down inside pause, what's that word? Resentfulness? Whatever, against Puff for not letting you get on Mase's first album? Did you ever feel a way towards Puff about that?
No.
Okay.
I didn't. Like, yo, listen, man. I used to be in the studio with Mase. And outside of, I think, DMX, maybe. Trying to remember Mase's first album. DMX, was Jay-Z on it? I don't know. GMX and Jay-Z, right? Outside of that, whatever Bad Boy artist, everybody else was Bad Boy. If I remember correctly, I was there when he was making his album. It wasn't an easy album to do. It could have been easy, but he had Mase doing verses over. Mase, like let's just use the song "Tell Me What You Want" from Total. Mase probably wrote that song 19 times. Of course, I'm exaggerating, but he wrote it over and over and over. Even though to me the first time was hot, but that was Puff to me. I don't want to say way of putting his input. Maybe Puff really felt like that. That, yo, you need to write it over. You need to write it over. And to me, I'm like, the third time you wrote over was just as good as the first time. But then when it comes out and it sells 4 million, that's just like, I told you, nigga. Nigga, I told you that third time was the one, nigga. I heard it. You know what I'm saying? So, no, I don't feel away. I was happy for my nigga. I'm not one of them niggas that be hating my nigga. I just, if I could get a turn, I can get a turn. I'm not a nigga who just like be hating because my man is on. It's for me to figure out how to get my bread and use the opportunity that he gives me, if he ever did give me opportunity, which he did, to take that opportunity to go to the next level, Look, you got to think about this, right? Or if Mase introducing me to Biggie, I'm here right now because I took every opportunity to the next step, to the next step, to the next step, to the next step, to the next step. I had to double back one time when my deal went bad at Epic, and then I had another friend in the business at that time named Dame Dash. And Dame Dash gave me one opportunity, and I took that opportunity. And I flipped it and flipped it and flipped it and flipped it. And that's it. I don't really hate on nobody. I take my opportunities, and I look forward and try to make the best for me moving forward. But no, to answer your question, no.
Yeah, I wanted to be clear about that question because Mase had nothing to do with that. But I was just saying, I remember you was telling me when they were shooting the Been Around the World video, you like, damn, man, I wanted to get in that shit, but it's not in Mase's control to do certain things. Because I'm sure Mase would have put you on his first album. I mean, and I'm sure Puff knew that you could rap. You know what I mean? That's why I was asking you about Puff. This ain't got nothing to do with Mase because it was out of his hands. That's why I was asking you. So it wasn't about you hating on what Mase was doing. I'm just speaking about you and
Yo,
Puff.
let me ask you this. What y'all think about Pooh Shiesty and them niggas, man?
Shiesty is crazy.
Yo, did y'all see that shit with Pooh Shiesty and his motherfucking niggas, man?
Shiesty.
Yeah, I know, I'm saying. You always in the history.
Is a motherfucking wild boy.
So for the people that don't know, because sin is always in the museum in the history class. Pooh Shiesty actually,
that nigga's a wild boy.
Him and his niggas scheduled a drive from Memphis to Dallas with a pre-orchestrated contract to get out his contract with Gucci Mane, right? And when they got there, obviously they wanted Gucci to sign. I heard Gucci's with an off-duty officer, Bezo, you said. Somebody else was there, but they were actually outnumbered, outgunned. And I heard from where we're hearing from reports, Gucci Mane signed the contract, but I don't think Gucci's telling. Whoever else was there is telling. And it just looks like bad on Gucci Mane. What do you think, Larry, about this whole scenario? Pooh Shiesty got out of jail in November? 5 months ago? What do you think about this whole scenario? Because his father was there as well. Did you hear about it?
I heard about it.
What do you think about this whole thing?
I think these niggas watch too many movies, man. These niggas went in, like you saying, these niggas planned out this thing by bus, train, automobile, whatever they did. Your pops is there. They got pistols and revolvers and ARs and whatever else they got. I don't know, guns, a bunch of guns. I mean, it's Big Red. What is my office hours are from 9 to 5? I feel like they I don't know, man. I don't know why would they think of that? Like, why do that? Like,
my thing is this, right? And we're never going to hear about this person if it is that person. Who said this isn't a good idea? So like,
where's that nigga?
God, where's the nigga at to be like, I try to tell them niggas
That's
not to go. Where's the nigga at to be like, yo, you on parole, you on house arrest. Dad, don't go there with these niggas. You're the father, actually. I don't know. To this day, I still haven't done the homework or anything. I don't know who Big 30 is. Who's that's his man? He's a rapper too?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You took what you said is what I was thinking. Me personally, they had the right idea. The idea was to get out the contract. So they was talking, yeah, then we gonna get out the contract. They 26. When we was 26, we was running up on niggas too, getting out our contract.
I was gonna ask you that.
You know what I'm saying? We was okay corralling too, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Did you have anybody
Fuck
infected?
them niggas, you know what I mean? Who said that? But they went crazy though. Like, you know, but when we was wilding, it was in the early 2000s. They got face recognition and all of that. They went about the idea wrong. You know what I'm saying? But the idea was right. They ain't have to run down on the nigga.
Cause you put people in a did you have like a bunch of people in the
We had niggas all in full Nelsons and
No, I'm saying, didn't you have them in Def Jam? Not Def Jam, but whoever, in like a bunch of people there?
Zeke is correct. In Sony Records, we kind of applied a little pressure, but Zeke
But it wasn't that. It wasn't, yeah.
Zeke is correct. He's just very animated when he talks. It's too much technology.
Yeah.
The technology is way different.
Yeah.
It's like you said, it's Instagram. These niggas take jewelry and then go straight to Instagram and post it after they take the jewelry.
Yeah.
It's not only that. It's I heard some of them went back to Memphis on the Greyhound. You go back to Memphis on a Greyhound, what are you doing? You know.
niggas did a diss record.
Yeah, they did it from what Bezo and PT is telling me. They did the shit. And there was cameras in front of where they actually did the whole security footage.
I think he had a monitor on.
Yeah, so the whole technology aspect is way different. I seen something recently where they caught a murder off of, not this situation, I'm just saying in general as far as technology is concerned, they caught a murder off of a Tesla. Bezo, thank you, Bezo. They caught a murder off a Tesla. It's just too much Ring cameras everywhere. You damn near got to be a ghost if you want to commit a murder and scout out where every camera is and everything else. You got to be Snoop and Chris from The Wire to cut the phone lines and everything else if you want to get away with murder. Sin, what do you think about this situation?
I was going to ask you what you would have took it to the street or you would have took it legal action if that was your artist that did that to you.
Yeah, well, Sin, you wanted to ask me what I was doing in 1974.
Yeah, and I'm here for the history. I'm here for the history and the details. That's what I'm here for. You do not like it. I'm still going to ask you.
I like that you asked me that. It's not a problem, but I'm just fast forwarding. I asked you first, actually. How do you feel about this whole situation?
I'm going to the street. My name, Gucci LaFleur. I'm going to the street.
My name is Gucci LaFleur. I'm going to the streets. But niggas can't change, right? This man got a wife, he got kids, everything else.
I understand that.
You going to the streets still?
Listen, he got the wife and kids from being the person he was in the street. Don't change me. I mean, glow a nigga up, and that's cool. You can help me, think a little better, but it's certain things I got to react to. Everybody knows when I first heard about this, people was like, yeah, that's definitely Gucci clone. And I agree with it. My boy said it first. And then I've just ran with it. I said, yeah, that's a clone. Because old Gucci is not, he made a whole album. This is my favorite rapper off of bodying somebody that tried to take something from him. So yeah, this is a different Gucci, and if he's calling, I don't know if he called police. I don't know that, but if that's what happened, then yeah, that's a different.
He called police. I think the people he with called police, and just because he didn't call police, that doesn't mean he has to react today. Like, bro, if something happens to any of them niggas right now, who they going to first, whether he did something or not? And that's what I'm talking about with stupidity and emotions. And then and just running. Yo, you gotta have if something happens to any one of them niggas, Gucci is gonna be the first suspect, right? When God bless, and I'm bringing up something else in Memphis, right? And I don't mean to involve anybody, but I'm just being realistic from the outside looking at it. God bless. When Young Dolph died, right, and we see that it wasn't these people. We see it was some other people. God bless and shout R.I.P. Young Dolph. First thing you think about is the niggas he was beefing with in the music career. I'm not going to say their name because I don't want to bring up old feelings and everything else. You'd be like, you know who did that. And we from New York. Be like, yo, what's the name of them did that? And it turned out not to be true. Well, as far as we know, they didn't have anything to do with it. And when it's those type of situations, for Gucci Mane to react and do something to anybody with them this soon, or, I'm not saying he should do something at all, but this soon, he gotta be crazy, man. That's just my opinion, Sin City.
We done came a long way from Ice Cube saying I do my dirt by my lonely. It's nowhere near that anymore. I mean, everything has to be like, I don't know what the thing is, like when they have to like publicize what they do. You know what I mean? Like, it's like what you said about the jewelry. They got to show like you rob a nigga, you showing it. Like, I don't get that aspect. It's kind of a sickness to me.
It's kind of
Yeah,
that's because you grew up in an era where it wasn't nothing. You gotta understand, if you was born in 2000, you almost 30 now. You know what I'm saying? So all these kids, all they know is camera. You know what I'm saying? Or this is they hustle. This is they trap. They rob off the phone. They in what's it, BOA, Bank of America. They doing a whole bunch of stuff that got everything to do with technology. We don't know nothing about that because we was raised.
Stat says she doesn't know what it's like to grow up without
internet,
social media or the internet. She doesn't even know what it's about.
What I'm saying? And as far as this is all speculation right here that I'm speaking on. There's a different angle with that Pooh Shiesty thing. The allegedly they trying to say that the nigga was talking to Pooh Shiesty to get on his rap label. So he was telling Pooh Shiesty whatever he was selling him to get out of his contract. And while Gucci was over there, but in jail, they tried to say that nigga fucked his wife. And then when he came home, he put the battery in Shiesty back paws, and that's how everything ultimatumly
ultimatumly?
I mean, whatever this wordly, when you do this
allegedly,
right here, allegedly had happened.
That's quote unquote. That's not allegedly.
Quote unquote is related to allegedly. The niggas is they know each other a little something. This ultimatum allegedly.
That's what that means.
Yeah, they related. So that's the whole speculational conversation.
Speculational.
Yeah,
some new words.
Conversation.
Some new words today.
That the Shiesty, and this is alleged that Shiesty had, and that's how really the birth of the bullshit.
But what about when Nipsey died? It was gunshots that night. Niggas' grandmother's houses got shot up that night.
Yeah, I understand that, but somebody actually died, and it wasn't actually any.
Rest in peace, Nipsey.
R.I.P. Nipsey. Yes, somebody actually died. And it wasn't another celebrity that Nipsey was beefing with. Little different situation, Sin.
Yeah,
it's not the same situation.
Yeah, that was apples and steaks.
A little bit different, man. But what was you going to ask me about this situation? You said you
You
had.
talking to me?
Yeah, you was gonna
Yeah,
ask me.
I was saying like, would you have taken it to the street or or kept it legal? You said
You
there's no
asking
time
me?
limit.
Nigga, I'm on television. I'm taking it legal. What are you talking about, man? Yo, I don't know.
I'm gonna go kill the nigga.
Well, that's the thing is,
You
like,
know
I
what
was
I'm
thinking
saying,
like,
I'm saying
if
you.
why wouldn't he just go to Gucci and be like, hey, I want to buy him out his contract?
They've been beefing for years.
I got you.
This ain't got. This
so
is
it's nigga business.
Pooh Shiesty may have been 9 years old when them two niggas started beefing with each other.
Yeah.
Word. Yeah. But yeah, I understand where you're coming from, Larry. And son, you just as dumb as the young niggas talking about you gonna take it to the streets on national television. Yeah, all right.
Fuck our alien. Just gonna fuck our alienated money right off and shit. Damn.
Well, another that's going on between some celebs. Offset got shot. Lil TJ came out the precinct, saying that, Offset know this, and then he put some DMs out there. And what y'all think about that situation? That's out there.
Yeah, shout out to Offset. I don't know Lil TJ, and shout out to him, but he got locked up for disorderly conduct. His actual charge, and I actually seen his statement how he was saying that Offset was snitching, saying he shot him and all this other shit, but he actually just went to jail for disorderly conduct. And Offset, I don't see him a lot, but when we see each other, we're really, really cool. Really, none but respect. I will say this, though. Every bad story I hear about Offset, and I don't know it, like I said, this story is around some casino or around some gambling. Every time I hear a story that's not good about Offset, it has to do with dice, it has to do with money as far as gambling is concerned and everything else. And I don't know true, false, and different, but I do know the sources that told me this are close to them parties at the time to where him and Gucci Mane got into it before over dice or over gambling at the back of a club after the club was over. And so I don't really have too much to say about it because it's still kind of new, you know what I'm saying? And details haven't got out. I know he got shot in the arm, so thank God he'll be okay. But when I watched it's crazy, we watched that shit on Entertainment Tonight. And they talked about Offset getting shot for about 40 seconds. In the last 2 minutes, they switched it up into Cardi B's tour. And just spun the whole shit like, yeah, the strange husband of Cardi B, but she's been on tour, yada, yada. She hasn't made a comment. I'm like, when your woman's more popular than you, is just getting shot don't even really matter. It's crazy, man. So, but it's not too much to really talk about, but it's still kind of new at the moment. What do you have to say about it, son?
I just think it's scary that everything is out there in the public, like the DMs and everything. That part is scary. It is. And I know I'm asking what would you do? And that was a dumb question when I think about it. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, that was stupid saying. All right, I can admit when I fuck up. I apologize. Like at least I can. At least I don't think I'm always right and Mr. Perfect. That was a dumb question. Sorry, y'all.
You know what's crazy is that when he messes up, he finds a way to make himself look good and blame somebody else that they did something wrong. At least I could do this, like trying to imply that I can't.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even do nothing. But
I fucked up. At least I say I fucked up.
Yeah, my nigga. It's kind of crazy, man.
It's my man.
I'm going to ask a question from PT because PT has a question before we get back to you taking over the interview, because we're out the museum now. PT wants to know, why would niggas with the most money don't like to pay niggas that they supposed to pay when it's time to pay them? Said he thought we should start with you. This PT question. This is what he said. I pay you though. I'm just be clear. Yeah.
I never understood that. It's like a stubborn trait. I never understood that. I think when people work around you or work for you, I just think you should pay them. And that's always the way I carry it. I don't understand that. I can't answer that, PT. I don't know.
He said he doesn't know. He can't answer it.
That's just a selfish, stingy ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Whack nigga. You know what I mean? Because Cam, he got a lot of money. and he makes sure that the money that you get it if you work. You know what I'm saying? There's other niggas out there that'll have your money after a show or something like that. Be like 6 a.m, everybody trying to go home. He thumbing through all the money, counting it 15 times over and over again. Niggas is starving because you ain't eat. You had to pay for all of your gas because you had to use your own car to get there. And he got about 20,000, and then he's just counting, and then your man come and then knock on the window and like, yo, you gonna pay my man? And then he gets all nervous and startled all of a sudden because nobody want to ask for the money, and then you get the money. And then the nigga who got the money, who's supposed to pay the nigga that didn't want to pay the nigga, get mad that he had to pay the nigga. Going back to the shit Cam was talking about, if he being a journalist, when you mention something, how the person get mad because he mentioned it. So why the man who got to pay the money get mad because he got to pay it? You know what I'm saying? But you probably, I don't know, sometimes you just got to grab him by
Maybe you just translated that for sin, basically, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I appreciate the payments because you do pay on time and you don't mess around with the money.
Listen, man, anybody who act like I jerked them or didn't pay them is just liars. Over the years, I just refuse to engage in bullshit, so sometimes I don't even respond to it. The only time people get mad at me that I work with is when they lose the money. When I say lose it, they don't know how to budget it. I'm not their accountant. So I can't think of a rapper that I work with. I'm trying to think. Maybe, only person I say is maybe because he went to jail is Hell Rel, that didn't buy cars and moved to Jersey. Everybody I work with cop cars and moved to New Jersey. Before you met me, you wasn't copping cars and you wasn't living in New Jersey. Every last nigga that I work with cop cars and moved to New Jersey. But they forgot it was a light bill. And so next year, they forgot that they leased their car. They didn't own it. They didn't realize a war was coming and the price of gas was gonna go up. Nigga Cam a sucker. Bitch ass nigga, sucker ass nigga. Nigga, what do? Nigga ain't paying nobody. He ain't giving nobody nothing. Meanwhile, nobody was signed to me but Jewels. Not one nigga, but I was robbing and jerking niggas. It ain't one nigga. The only person I can say is Hell Rel that I can think of, and that's probably because he went to jail. Everybody else, you know, they cop cars and they moved to New Jersey. I pay because I don't want you coming back being like, you know, when niggas do shit for me, right? I got certain niggas, not the niggas that I be around, but like sometimes a nigga do a favor for me, I be like, yo, I'm just being random right now. I have a nigga like, yo, go to the hill and pick up, I need you to go get me a pair, 3 pair of white on white Airs. I'm just making a scenario up. They'll go do it for me and come back and they'll be like, go look at Flea. So I go give them the money and they be like, nah, Flea, don't even worry about that. I'd be like, no. And I stuff the money right in their pocket and say, yes. Because you're not going to say later, nigga had me go up to the hill and all this shit and grab the ears for the nigga. He ain't even look out. Nope. We're going to dead that right now. I'm going to give you this $220 for your 10 minutes of your time or whatever the price I feel is fair. If they, you know, but I pay everybody that's close to me. I don't care what they do because you're not going to talk about me later and say that I didn't give you anything for something you may have done it for me, period.
I'm up now. PT, listen. PT, you've been telling that story for years. It was a situation to where I was supposed to get paid by somebody who was supposed to pay me.
Oh, wait. Let's be clear. The story wasn't about you. That's one.
Yeah,
the story wasn't about.
Nobody said your name.
The story wasn't about you, but come on.
Yeah.
You've been telling that story for years, so let me ask you. How does it feel?
What story are you talking about?
The one that Zeke just translated from.
We wasn't even talking about. He didn't even say your name.
See?
I know what story PT told. Well, so wait, now is my time to be funny, and I can't be funny.
You can be whatever you want, but we're just trying to say that nobody ever said your name.
We wasn't even thinking about
that,
you.
But I know where it's coming from. Can I be funny? Can I say what I got?
You have the floor.
It's all a show. So let me ask you the same question. You've been around somebody with money. How does it feel not getting paid?
Oh, it don't feel good. See, the difference is with me, right? My name is not in vogue. I don't want to hold on. I'm going to speak for mine. I'm not a phone operator. I want to just get mine and get out the way.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to sit. Yeah, basically.
He said his name ain't in vogue, so he ain't holding on, so he calls you in vogue.
Because he keep bringing up that story, and it's like, all right.
I didn't bring it up.
Nobody actually brought that story at all.
I don't know why niggas try to get on here and act like I'm crazy. I know I'm not crazy. I know
Nobody brought the story.
You're asking that question is funny. Yo, Zeke, how does it feel when your man got the money and don't want to pay you?
Nobody was even talking about you, Sid. You found yourself. You put yourself in the pocket.
I'm asking you. You just said, Cam just said, so you translate for cent.
I was basically saying, when I said translating, I meant you couldn't get the words to muster up to answer the question. That don't mean the story was about you.
I did answer the question.
You kind of was vague about it. So we're on a talk show, so Zeke actually talks.
So Zeke, how does it feel? How does it feel when you went through a kind of similar situation like that? How did you describe that?
See, this is exactly what I did. I understood the situation, and you got to backtrack. At first you get upset. Then a light bulb goes over your head. Me personally, because I'm the shit. You say, why am I not the motherfucker who's not mad? You understand? Like, why am I the person who feels like I'm mad? I want to be the person who has the money. So I reinvent myself.
Zeke, he asked you how you feel when that happens.
I said, I feel reinvented.
You reinvent yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reinvent myself. I don't got time to hold on.
I like that.
To your love.
So, Sin, are you mad at their answers?
Yeah, kind of, because they being vague and you not saying nothing. You talking? I was being vague.
Yo, bro, they wasn't. They was actually cold and calculated. What PT basically said, it was great answers. PT basically said, I'm not going to shut up. I'm going to ask for mine. That's what he basically said. And that way I could get out your way. When what Zeke said, he basically said, I'm not going to sit there, argue, fight with you, or none of that, because I got a whole nother way I could get some money. And that way I'm going to go with plan B, C, D, E, F, G. I translated that's what I basically said. You moping around, they said.
Moping? Okay. Can I ask you a question? Can I get back to the original question? Yeah. You started throwing parties.
Yo, you know what's crazy? Yo, it's been a great week at Talk with Flea, y'all. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Bezo, Larry, PT, Zeke, man, it's been great, man. Sorry, son, we ran out of time. Yo, you hold on, man. We'll be back next week. Talk with Flea. Peace out.
Oh shit, that shit rocked him. Oh shit, he got it.